This is a tutorial about saving and using presets in seqMPEror. So let's build a basic patch, and everything that I will do, it is going to be saved with my Ableton Live project. So let's first build a simple patch. Let's turn off the note repeat, set some notes like and let's use the horizontal sequencer. So the first 3 notes, we set the range here, and let's now add a gesture on the 4th voice. So the first 3 voices are moving in step, and the 4th voice is going to be a gesture like a melody on top. Let's add another one a bit higher. And now let's turn off the random for all voices and select to follow random just for these last 3 voices. And let's turn on the random. Let's move to velocity, make a gesture of all velocities, and let's also do the aftertouch. Let's turn on the random for the aftertouch. Let's put it a bit down, and let's exclude some voices from the random and make on one a gesture. And set the third one to fixed. And now we have made quite different changes, and now we can save all of that with this save button. So as soon as we click, the state of seqMPEror is now saved, and if we go and save the live project, it will save it together with the live project, and when you will reopen it, it will be the same as it is now. Additionally, we can also change some things, like let's change some pitch and move them down, and we can also use the load button. So we have saved the previous state, and since we haven't done any other save, we can now load the previous state, and it will put us back to where we were before. So, and if we like to do something new and then save it, we can just click save, and a new state is going to be saved in here and also with our live project. So this is how things are saved in seqMPEror. Let's now take a look at how presets work in seqMPEror. So we have 2 types of presets. One is the global preset, and the other one is the local preset or the model preset. So the global presets works in a similar manner that the save option works. So we can store different states of the whole patch. So let's say that we want to change the pitch. We can now go to the second module, the velocity, change it a bit, and let's go also to the timing, so we vary a bit the timing. And we can now save this by going to the store and on the first button, and we have now stored this preset. We can make then another one, change the velocity, the pitch, and so we have now made 2 new presets. In order to recall them, we can just go to the recall option, and we can navigate between them. So, and all the modules are changing now accordingly that we have changed. So the velocity, the pitch, and the timing. And obviously we can still go to our first initial preset by just clicking on the load option here. So we have in essence 3 states that we can now recall in seqMPEror. One important thing to notice is that some things can be only saved in these global presets and not in the local presets. So these are the global options that we have. One of them is the horizontal sequencer, because it basically affects all the voices below him. So if we change the range of the sequencer to these new voices, and let's say change the note value, and also we can change obviously again the timing, and also the note repeats are global values. So when we turn on the note repeats are again global, because as you can see they appear on all models. And we can now store this combined with our other things such as pitch, the timing and so on into another preset. So again we navigate to the store and we click on a new preset, and now we can recall all of that. So as you will see, this range will move to the previous preset in here. So we have different states of these global options. Also you can see the note repeat appearing and disappearing accordingly. And so we can build different scenes, let's say, in this section, and that we can then restore in a live situation or in a sound design option. And again, we can always return to our initial state by just clicking the load. Let's now see the local presets. They are called local or model presets because they only affect the corresponding model that we select. So if we are on velocity, they will only affect the velocity. If we are on pitch, they will only affect the pitch. So let's just do some pitch changes. And store them. Change it a bit. And we can now recall them. And one nice thing about that is that we can mix between global states, which, as we know, they were also including the pitch, with the local states. So we can have different variations, let's say, of the main scenes. So on the main scene, we have this, and we can then variate it with the local preset. So we have a lot of options there. And one nice thing is that we can also sequence the local preset. So if we go here, we can turn the play and we can set the range, and now the local preset is playing in a sequence, and we can change to the note duration and the direction, or we can make it random. Additionally, we can also morph between different states. So if we navigate to the morph, now we will morph between different presets. So we will get these intermediate states. And also in here we have the gesture option. So we can morph these states, and as soon as we release it, it will morph for us automatically. And we can now move on to the second module. So we are again on local presets, so we can change the velocity, store it, make some other changes in velocity, store it, recall it, or again sequence it. Maybe also to the aftertouch. And we can make like a sequence of this. Increase the speed. Or morph it. We can even morph it on top, or we can stop and morph it. And we can again use the gesture. And so we can have different options for each model. And we can even then change it, like to go to sequence by just clicking on the play, or to go to morph by just clicking on the morph. As you can hear, we can build quite complex structures by doing these combinations. And again, we can then combine with the globals and so on. So we have really a lot of options in there. So a lot to explore in the preset model, and to combine different options that this model offers. When the presets are active, they basically take over the control of seqMPEror. So now if I try to move something, it will automatically pick up the morphing state in this case, or if we go to the recall, it will pick up the recall state. So I can move away, but as soon as the new state comes, it will pick up the stored preset. So this can be obviously useful, but sometimes we don't want that. So let's say that I want control the first voice without that it being affected by the preset. So we have this blue dot here, which now is enabled, and this means that it will follow the preset. So this is a follow preset button. So if I turn it off now, as you can see, it has stopped. So it's not following the preset anymore, and I can freely do whatever I want with it. And as soon as I will re-enable this follow preset, it will start to following the preset again. So far we have seen so many ways how we can save, store and recall seqMPEror states. One thing important to notice is that also these global presets and the local presets are going to be saved with our live set. But sometimes we like what we hear, but maybe we would like to change something a little bit, or maybe we are in a situation like here when we are doing the morph, and so we are getting some notes that are quite hard to be reproducible again. And this is where another options comes in. Since seqMPEror is a MIDI device, it generates basically MIDI, and so we can use the standard Ableton routing. So we are sending in this occasion the seqMPEror track to the equator track, and since equator is receiving MIDI data from seqMPEror, we can just simply record this MIDI data. So let's do that. As you can see, now we are recording the seqMPEror data. So this is another option to save what we are producing with seqMPEror, and also we have then an option to edit these notes if we like to. And since we have also recorded the MPE data, we can then also edit the MPE data. So we can go in to our clip and go to the MPE tab, and we can extend and let's say correct some aftertouch if we want to. So let's choose a note, and over here we can make the aftertouch less set. So basically all the Ableton editing applies to this because we have recorded seqMPEror as a MPE MIDI track. So this is another option how we can store seqMPEror data and MIDI data in general. And that's basically all that I want to talk it today, and hope you will have a fun exploring of all the options of saving and recalling things and parameters inside of seqMPEror. Have a nice one. Thank you.